Well, thank you very much, Professor. That was very interesting talk. And of course, thank you very much, Burisa, for leading the fourth session. Ladies and gentlemen, after we fly back to our home country, now we're going to back to our home university because our last presenter is one of our lecturer from IKIP Siliwangi. So in the fifth session of our ILEC 2023, we are going to have Bapak Dr. Dasep Suprijadi, MPD, from IKIP Siliwangi. Good morning, Bapak. Good afternoon, Pak Dasep. How are you?
Good morning, Pak.
Yep, I was very happy to have you again here, Pak, as one of our speakers. So we are very delighted to have you here. And to lead this session, I also would like to invite Ibu Isri Laila Syatro, or Ibu Dr. Isri Laila Syatro, MPD. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Ibu Isri Laila Syatro is a lecturer, a writer, and also a teacher educator for pre-service and in-service teacher in the study program of English language education at IKIP Siliwangi. She earned her doctoral degree in 2021 from Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia, funded by Beasiswa Pendidikan Pasca Sarjana Dalam Negeri or BPPDN Kementerian Riset, Teknologi dan Pendidikan Tinggi Kemenristekdikti. In 2023, she was declared to have passed the LPDP Macro-Credential Scholarship in the field of literacy at Western Sydney University, Australia. Her current research focuses on English language teaching or ELT, particularly on technology integration in EFL classes. She is one of the author of Life Today for Year 12, the National English Textbook based app based on Curriculum Merdeka, published by the Ministry of Education and Culture, Indonesia. In addition to teaching and researching, she has been involved in teacher development program, hosting, and also delivering workshops for teachers and educators all over Indonesia. The last session also will be very interesting with amazing speaker and also the moderator. So without further ado, I would like to hand it over the microphone, the screen to Ibu Isri.
Ladies and gentlemen, me, Isri Laila Syatro, as the host of the last but not least session of ILEC 2023. And I'd like to introduce our last keynote speaker for this closing session, Bapak Dr. Dasep Suprijadi, MPD, a distinguished expert in language education from IKIP Siliwangi. Pak Dasep has already done some research which shed lights on the critical aspects of teacher professional development in language education. And then to understand his professional journey, I would like to read his CV. But before that, I would like to ask Pak Dasep. Hello, Pak Dasep. Are you here already?
Hi. Hi, everyone.
All right. Okay, Pak Dasep, I think that your microphone has some trouble. You can
Is my voice clear?
a little bit. Yeah, you can get closer to the microphone.
Oh, what do you want? Is it clear now?
If you can make it louder, it will be better.
I see. Got some problem with this, or you.
All right. Pak Dasep Suprijadi, MPD, is a lecturer at English Education Department of IKIP Siliwangi, where he teaches the pre-service and in-service professional teacher educators. He earned his doctoral degree from UPI in 2020. And then he served as the head of language laboratory, the head of English education study program, and also the head of elementary school teacher education for 8 years at IKIP Siliwangi at the time. Yeah. And then since 1994 until 2006, Pak Dasep has already taught in some schools in Bandung, such as in SMP Bina Negara, MA Darul Hikam, MA Al Huda, and also MA Pemuda. And now he is serving as academic workload advisor from Kementerian Pendidikan Kebudayaan Republik Indonesia. All right, without further delay, I would like to invite Pak Dasep Suprijadi to take the stage and share his insights about capturing the in-service English teacher education program in Indonesia, focusing on developing professional competencies to address the challenges of the fourth industrial revolution era. And then the presentation will last for about 35 minutes. And then after that, it will be followed by question and answer session for 10 minutes. So if you have questions, you may raise your hand at the end of the session, or you may drop your question in the chat box. All right, Pak Dasep, the session will begin now, and then the microphone is yours.
Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Few months ago, I met a friend of mine. He's a teacher, and with his gloomy expression on his face, he said, I'm really upset because I did not receive any allowance from governments. I asked him why. He said, because I'm not a professional teacher. I haven't become a professional teacher yet. So I suggested that he considering participate in PPG or in service teacher professional study programs. So then a friend of mine, okay, allow me to share the screen. Okay, so I suggested that he consider to participate in service English teacher professional education program, or in Indonesia well known as PPG Daljab, Pendidikan Profesi Guru Dalam Jabatan. So we focus on developing professional competencies to address challenge of the fourth industrial revolution era. So a friend of mine asked me, how could I be professional teachers? So just join us. Just join the in service teacher professional agents, because to obtain quality teachers, a training program is required, consisting of academic selections, administrative selections, and structured learnings. So suppose many of you here who have become teachers, so it's opportunity for you to join these programs. Suppose you have what's that? Accomplished academic selections and then administrative selections, and finally you are joining the structured learning called PPG Dalja program. Here we are. So this is the flow of implementation of in-service PPG program, or teacher professional education programs. If you are interested in it, there are some steps here. The first one is in-depth material explorations, and the second one is developing learning tools, and the third one, innovative learning practices. In-depth material exploration consists of 3 steps. Step 1, problem identification. So here, you try, when you are teachers, in your classroom, you identify problem by asking your colleague, or your headmasters or principals or students, doing some interview like that, and also from your observations, actually what is the problem happens in your class. And then the next step is explorations of problem causes. So why the problem happens, and then The third step could be determinations of problem causes. So after you have determined the problem, the root of the problem, later you go to developing learning tools, meaning that you try to create or to make what's that? Learning tools consisting of lesson plan, student worksheet, and also teaching materials, the media, and also the assessment or the evaluation as explained by Prof. Joko just now. In developing learning tools, you have 4 steps. The first one, later on, we will elaborate. Yeah, we will explain in detail about what is the exploration of alternative solutions and how to determine the of the solutions, and also how to make an action plan consisting of yeah, learning tools and the other equipments, and also making an evaluation plan. After you have that, after you have developed the learning tools, yeah, consisting of 5 components, then you try to do innovative learning practices, or we can say PPL, ya, praktek pembelajaran lapangan, or we call it here PPI, praktek pembelajaran inovatif, or innovative learning practices. In innovative learning practices, you try to implement the action plan that you have developed. After you have developed a lesson plan or RPP, and also yeah, other elements, now you try to implement in the action and evaluations, and after that you try to do reflections and follow up plan. This is the flow of implementation of PPG. So for those who are interested in joining these programs, the step is like this. Okay, have a look at this one. So the first one is problem identifications. Yeah, there are problem types here. Could be pedagogical, literacy, numeracy, and others. Pedagogical means student understanding or learning. It's about students' comprehension and instruction or learning and teaching. And also literacy. Literacy could be reading and writing literacy, could be numeracy literacy, or could be digital literacy, and so on and so forth. And then numeracy itself is about applying numerical concept in the teaching of English. So after you have problem of type of problem, I mean, now try to identify the problem. For example, student have low motivations. Student do not have good reading literacy, and also student cannot apply numerical concepts. And then when try to analyze why student have low student learning motivations, because we can see from our daily observations, direct observation in the classroom, students appear gloomy in learning, or students seldom ask questions to their teachers. And why students do not, why we said that students do not have good reading literacy, because we can observe that students have not answered the assignment well, even though all the answers are in the student's book. And student cannot apply numerical concepts. Yeah, because we see or we know from our friends, from other teachers, when we do some interview with parents or principals, that students have a limited understanding of numeracy concepts such as gram, kilogram, or others in English. So this is the way how to identify problem. So the identified problem here, there are 3: low motivation, low reading literacy, and also inability of applying numerical concepts. And after that, we try to explore the causes of the problem. So, for example, low student learning motivation. The result of exploring the causes of problem by literature review, yeah, is try to consult journals about what's that, the causes of the problem of low student learning motivation. Or you can conduct interview, or you can administer observations. Yeah, for example, in literature review in journal, it is stated that uh, low students learning motivations because of, let's say, the internal or the intrinsic motivation from the student itself, or based on the interview to let's say to parents, that students uh, has no enough attention from the parents, or based on the observations, actually students do not like the way teachers teaching. That's the result of exploring the causes of the problem by conducting literature review or literature study, interview, observation, etc. And then we analyze the exploration of the causes of the problem. Teachers have insufficient mastery of media and innovative learning. This is the root of the problem that makes students have low motivation in learning. The real causes is actually teachers have insufficient mastery of media and innovative learning. So this is the way we determine the root cause of the problem. So from the first one, when we try to identify the problem, and in this step, try to determine the root cause of the problem by doing some steps. First one, result of exploring the cause of the problem. For example, this is the result of uh, literature review or observation or interview. Insufficient parental attention. Students do not enjoy the teacher's teaching style. Teacher teaching is monotonous and lack the use of instructional media. Weakness in self-motivation of the students. This is the result. Yeah. By doing what's that? Mini research project. Yeah. So the root cause of the problem from 4 points: insufficient parental attention, students do not enjoy the teacher's teaching style, teacher's teaching is monotonous, lack of weakness in its self-motivation. What is actually the root cause of the problem? If you think that you are teachers, of course, uh, uh, will we will choose teachers a way of teaching, or teachers use of media. So the root of cause the problem is actually uh, the real cause of the problem encountered by students, that is low motivations. And then we analyze the root cause of the problem. Why we said that teachers teaching is monotonous and lack of use of the instructional media? Because teachers, when we observe, he or she do one-way learning, meaning that only teacher talk time, yeah, more than student talk time. Teacher centered, or teacher manage classical classroom format, or no changes in teaching method, and often using only visual media. So selected problem to be solved then. The first one is low students learning motivation, and the second is teachers have not maximally used innovative teaching method or model and media. This is the selected problem to be solved later. Now, after we have the selected problem, yeah, and then try to explore an alternative solutions. What's the alternative solution we can provide to the problem? the problem in learning, low student learning motivations, and causes of the problem. They choose monotonous teaching style or approach, and we categorize the problem. For example, when the teacher monotonous teaching style exists, so it could be because of the media, it could be because of the method, and because of others, other things. For example, so the alternative solutions, teaching with various methods such as project-based learning, PJBL, or PBL. So when the cause of problem is teacher's style, approach, or method, so the alternative solution in method categorized is using various method or model. This is only example, yeah. For example, PJBL and project-based learning and problem-based learning. If the category is media, so the alternative solution could be using teaching media according to the student needs, such as videos, internet media, etc. And after that, after we have solution, alternative solution, try to put forward the strengths and the weaknesses of alternative solution. So when we have project-based learning, we should put forward its strengths. What is the advantage or strength of project-based learning? It is based on the literature review or interview or observations, yeah, or experience. You write here, you jot down here. And also, what is the strengths of video? What is the strength of interactive media as another solutions? And then you should try to put forward your disadvantages or weaknesses of the method or the media. For example, project-based learning weaknesses is the existence of long project completion time. After having the weaknesses, we try to do some mitigations. Mitigation means that how the weaknesses can be overcome. Yeah, because we have decided that the alternative solution is project-based learning, although it has weaknesses, but we should try to have what's that solution to overcome the weaknesses. For example, if the weaknesses is long project completion time, so our mitigation or our effort to overcome the problem is we try as teacher to select student project that require a short time, but still related to the discussed material. Okay, now determine of the solutions. So should we, and then we should determine the real solutions. The selected problem is low student learning motivations, and cause of the problem, monotonous teaching method of the teacher. And the selected solution is implementing project-based learning and using video. And then try to describe what is project-based learning and what is video. Try to describe, yeah, here. And then the advantages. Anybody knows? What is the advantages of project-based learning? You may try to consult the research, yeah, or the journals, e-journal. Actually, what is the advantage or the strengths of PJBL? And after that, try to put forward the weaknesses or disadvantages of project-based learning here. And if the what's that? The project long project completion time, the mitigation is selecting the project which is what's that? With needs a short time completion time. I mean. Okay, and action plan. This is the step. After having the solutions, the solution is the use of project-based learning and the video as a media. Now, the teacher should develop or make perangkat pembelajaran or teaching tools consisting of 5 component. The first one is RPP, lesson plan. The second one is teaching material. The third one could be media. And the fourth is student worksheet, or well known as LKPD. And the third one is assessment or
Mas,
evaluation.
iya dah. Nah mobil, komputer, komputer.
So action plan creation, meaning the implementation strategy based on the solution determined. Yes, after we have solution, after we have determined the solutions, we try to create or to make the implement strategy by making or developing perangkat pembelajaran consisting of 5 components. And the implement strategy includes the development of teaching tools and can be supplemented with other relevant forms for solving identified problem and aligning with the chosen solution. Then our learning tools or our perangkat pembelajaran should be colored with innovative learning. What is innovative learning? Innovative learning, learning that incorporates the elements of the latest 21st century learning or the newest 21st century learning is integrated in the component as well as stages of the learning process carried out to achieve the goals. Meaning that, well, the learning tools comprising 5 components should be colored with the innovative component. What are the innovative components? Here we are. The first one is Ibu Isri, is my voice clear enough?
Yes,
Okay.
your voice is clear, Pak.
Okay. The first one is TPACK or TPAC. Sometimes we call TPAC, technological, pedagogical, and content knowledge as a basic framework. And then the second is neuroscience-based learning and STEAM approach, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, and also higher order thinking skills, 4Cs, communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity, and also literacy, reading, writing literacy, numeracy literacy, science, digital literacy, and so on, and sending character educations. These elements, these newest elements of innovative learning should color our learning tools. RPP, materi, media, LKPD, penilaian should consist of or should be colored by these 7 elements of innovative learning. So we will discuss here. What is TPAC? Technological knowledge means teachers and technology can take an active role in shaping the learning environment. So teachers can creatively use technology. Yeah. So in your learning tools, you should use technology. That's the technological knowledge. And the second one, pedagogical knowledge, is the teacher knowledge of the process and practices of learning or teaching method. Include the teacher's understanding of educational goals in general, knowledge of learner characteristics, classroom management, and assessment of the learning process. So this is the knowledge that should be possessed by teachers dealing with method, teaching method, and also assessment, and also classroom management, and knowledge of learner characteristics. And the third one is CK, content knowledge. It is the teacher's knowledge of the concept, theories, ideas, original framework of concept, and evidence as well as established. It's dealing with the material, teaching material. So in your teaching tools and in the process of teaching learning later, in practice, you should use technology. You should know well about the teaching method, the classroom management, how to assess the students, and the characteristic of students. And also you should know well about the materials. Usually in English, it deals with text types. Okay, and how about the principle of language learning based on neuroscience? So here's the principles. First is meaningful context. So in teaching, you should provide meaningful context because it can facilitate better understanding. Connecting language to real life situation or student personal experience can help the brain process and store information more effectively. And then drilling. So drilling is good for student brain. Yeah. One of the method dealing with drilling is audiolingual method, for example. So plain repetition, and you need to integrate repetition in English language learning. And then experience-based activity, meaning that when you teach, use learning method that involve student physical and sensory experience, such as gamification or games, simulation, project, through project-based, can help activate various parts of the brain.
Pak Dasep,
Yes.
just a sweet reminder that your time is only 5 more minutes
Okay.
before we have question and answer session.
Okay. And also brain fitness, supporting individually or differentiated learning. Here is the STEMs, literacy of IPA, literacy technology, literacy technical, and also this is for CIS. And this is strengthening character education, harmonization heart, emotion, and mind, and physical activity. And also this is HOTS. So in your learning tools should consist of HOTS, higher order thinking skills, C4 until C6. This is the learning tools that is made by one of our students in PG, consisting of RPP or lesson plan, and then teaching material, media, student worksheet or KPD, and assessment. So have a look at the learning tools, whether it use the innovative or not, innovative learning or not. So this is in basic competence we have HOTS ya, C5, menerapkan, menyusun, and then also in indikator pencapaian, also we have mostly HOTS ya, C4, C5, C6, and in learning goal or learning objectives, we have ABCD, audience, behavior, condition, and degree. And also we have TPEC or ICT using Canva, using video, and also HOTS, menerapkan, menyusun, and also literacy, writing literacy, and character, building characters, PPK. The material, okay, learning material, the model, project-based learning. It is based on the problem identified that we use PJBL, and the media is video. And this is the other media, could be video interactive, and so on and so forth. The resources could be the result of research journal. And in pre-activity, we have 7 steps. Okay. And in main activity, we do the syntax of PJBL, project-based learning. Okay. And in the post activity, we have at least 7 or 4 activities at least. And this is also the assessment. And thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Pak Dasep. Right, ladies and gentlemen, very insightful presentation from Pak Dasep. As we teachers of the 21st century should address the challenges, and then one of the strategies is to follow the flow of problem-based learning in creating the lesson planning. Pak Dasep has already told us about the importance of identification of problems and then causes of the problems and also the solution to the problems. And then we reflect it to our lesson planning by the action plan, right? And then we need to consider the STEAM and then the forces and then HOTS, TPACs, neuroscience, and some other research-based sources to our lesson plan. Thank you so much, Pak Dasep. And then we move into the question and answer session. So if you have some question or some comments related to the presentation, you may raise your hand or drop your question in the chat box. All right. One of the participants raised hand. The first one is Gesta. Okay.
Baik, Miss, thank you for the opportunities. Izin bertanya, sir, sometimes making RPP takes very long time, and it make the teacher work only focus toward explain. In your opinion, as a teacher, should we still promote adaptive learning instead of blended learning? Thank you, Miss.
All right. It's about adaptive learning. Yeah, Pak Dasep.
Yeah. Could you repeat the Isri? What is the point? Sorry.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, do we still have to use innovative learning or not like that, Gesta?
Yes, sir. Right.
Yes. Yes, of course. Because one of the requirements to be a professional teachers, we should what's that? We should consider the innovative learning in our learning tools like RPP. Willy-nilly, we should consider it. And yeah, that's the answer. Gesta. It's a must actually if we if we want to make innovative learning of 21st century.
Thank you, Pak Dasep, for your answer.
Then you will
And
have
then, Ibu Gesta, if you think that you need more discussion with Pak Dasep, you may contact him after the session, right? And then, do you have any more time to go to the next question? Yes, one more question. All right. Arlina.
Arlene.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, Miss. Okay, sir, I want to ask about when we identify the problem of low student motivation learning, then we find that the thing that causes low motivation is anxiety about facing English lessons. I also find it in when I PPL last time. So then how can we as teacher increase students' motivation to learn English with anxiety themselves? Thank you, sir.
Okay, good questions. Yeah, of course, because in our classroom we do some reflections, meaning that we should reflective teaching. So we could not blame the students, we could not blame parents, we could not blame the schools, but we blame ourselves as teachers. So how we overcome such a problem with the anxiety, student anxieties. So yeah, of course we should what's that? Do some assessment first. Yeah. Ibu Arlina or Miss Arlina could you may administer a diagnostic assessment, yeah, or non-diagnostic assessment. So by having the result of non-diagnostic assessment dealing with the students' anxieties, at least we can try to find the cause of it and to explore the cause of it and determine the root of the cause. Then you may have the alternative solution by doing simple research, let's say by interviewing parents, by interviewing the students, by interviewing the our friend at schools, or by giving what's that survey to the students why they feel yeah, why they have anxieties, like that, Miss.
Okay,
All
thank
right,
you.
thank you.
Mm.
Thank you, Bu Erlina, for your interesting question. Pak Dasep, actually, there are so many participants who still want to ask questions to you and do some discussion related to the topic. But unfortunately, the time is over, and then we need to have some panel discussions after this. Yeah. So maybe later on we can have another discussion after the ILEC 2023. Thank you so much, Pak Dasep. And then before we end our session, allow me to handle the certificate in the recognition and deep appreciation to Pak Dr. Dasep Suprijadi MPD. And then in this ILEC 2023. And then I would like to get the photo session on my count. 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you very much. Pak Dasep, once again, thank you very much for your
Thank you, Miss
insightful
Lee.
presentation. And
Okay.
then I hope that we can meet again in our opportunity to pursue our excellence in English language education. Thank you so much, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you in the next ILEC 2024.